This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shade 45.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Sway in the morning, Shade 45, Heather B.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of reasons why we agreed to do this show, one of which is based on the premise of music culture. And even though it's owned by Eminem, who's seen as a hip-hop artist first, who broke out into the scene, but now he's a Grammy Award-winning, Oscar Award-winning, all-around artist who, in his plight, sampled a lot of great music from great artists of the past to become who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So has many hip-hop artists.
Absolutely.
Whether you mention Jay-Z or you mention a Kanye West or a Pharrell Williams, you know, a lot of these curators of music have taken pieces and bits of other people's creations and created something new out of it, but couldn't have been done without those other people. It's the saying, I couldn't have done alone what I've been able to do. We couldn't do alone what we were able to do together. So with that said, Hall Oates is a group that has been well admired by people like myself who grew up listening to music and
absolutely
actually playing the clarinet and, you know, in the saxophone as I came up as a youth.
Yeah, well,
John Oates.
From what I understand, the clarinet is the key to success in the music business.
Yeah, this is true. Oh. And you heard it from John Oates himself. He's here with us.
All right.
John Oates from Hall Oates. But you're here for a different reason, but I just got to tell you, that, man, the music you guys have put together over the years have really been like the soundtrack to my life in many ways. From Sarah's Smile and all the different songs that you made that have been played in my household. And I just want to say thank you. You were like the coolest white boys we ever met.
Thank you so much.
As a kid.
Well, you know, we come from Philadelphia, and you know, Philadelphia music scene was a very it's a soulful place to be. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of great music, obviously, that came from Philadelphia, and we wanted to take that as a starting point and take it out to the world. And, you know, of course, we moved to New York, and the influences in the city of New York, and especially during the hip-hop days, really. You know, it used to affect me. I used to live in the Village, and we used to walk to Electric Lady Studios.
Wow.
And just walking down the street, what I would hear coming out of boom boxes and stuff really affected the way we recorded and the things that we did. And, you know, as to be sampled and to have our music reinvented and reimagined by a new generation of musicians, I think it's the highest compliment. I love it.
Wow, man. Gamble and Huff, where were they in the whole big scheme of Philadelphia sound?
Well, we had an opportunity. Daryl and I we had a big decision to make. In the late 60s, we were either going to become staff writers with Gamble and Huff. Daryl and I both made our first records with those guys. Daryl made his first record. He had a group called the Temptones, and it was kind of an a cappella group, almost like the Temptations. And he recorded with Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. And Bobby Martin, who was one of their top arrangers, did my first single when I was 17 with my band. And then Daryl and I, we had to make a decision. Were we going to stay in Philadelphia and work with Gamble and Huff, which I'm sure would have been an amazing experience, or were we going to go out, strike out on our own? And we decided to move to New York and do our own thing.
And as a result, Man Eater, which was one of my favorites, I can't go for that.
No can do.
Man, that was my theme song. If I was on the football field, I can't go for that. On the hoop court, I can't go for that.
I'll tell you what, that might be the most sampled tune ever.
Right?
People have sampled that song so many times, and I'm grateful for it because I think it just shows, you know, it's such a simple groove.
Yeah.
But it's so powerful because it's not loaded up with a bunch of junk. It's just in your face, and it's simple.
Right there. Do we happen to? We'll get that. Whenever we talk songs, we like to play them. You got Damn, can we play a little bit of this? A little bit. All right, John Oates is here. 888-742-3345. You don't mind, do you, John?
Yeah, man.
Okay, we go. De La Soul. Say no go. Okay, yep. Say no go. John Oates is here from Hall Oates. And you got a new project out, and it's called Another Good Road, and it's right now playing on Palladia, right?
Yeah, it's coming on Palladia. It debuts this coming Saturday night at 9:00 here in New York. It's me with a band in Nashville playing some of the new music that I've been writing, playing it live. We recorded the whole thing in one day. It's real. There's no fixes. It's about as real as it gets. And it's what I've been doing lately. And Daryl and I are still on the road, so it's kind of a cool combination to be able to do my own thing and still work with Daryl and play the songs.
See, that's what I appreciate about groups like this. You know, legendary soul, R&B group, crossover, pop records. You made it all. You don't really have a genre, you know, as the industry tries to put you in a genre. But not only that, the loyalty, you know, like between Daryl and you to be together for so many years. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I can't believe it's true, but we're actually getting along really good. We got a great band. And when we get together to play the Hall Oates songs, it feels like time stops.
Yeah.
It's just like a thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then we go our own separate ways and we do whatever we want. And it's a pretty sweet place to be able to be. And that just comes from all that hard work and years of, you know, the Hall Oates success.
Why you think rap groups can't last?
Or women.
Woo!
But like,
Don't go with the women. Don't even start with the women. I don't know about the No, I'm not going there for a second. I don't know, man. You know, it's egos get in the way, and I think everybody wants to be their own. You know, have their own. You know, be respected and have their own representation. But with Daryl and I, we've always been two guys who saw themselves as two individuals, but we worked together.
Yeah.
But I never said to him, hey, man, you can't do that. You can't go and work with so-and-so, or you can't make your own record. And he's never said it to me, and maybe that's the secret.
John Oates is here from Hall Oates, 888-742-3345.
Well, speaking of secrets, Sway touched on it for a quick second, but I was hoping you could elaborate. How come you're not bitter? Is it the fact that you guys are still on the road? Is it because of royalty checks? Is it because you do spend your time apart? You're not bitter. Like a lot of the artists come up and go, music sucks now, it's watered down, nobody comes out to support record sales, the business is shitty. Like, you don't seem like that. So what is the secret to that?
Well, it's all true, what you just said. I just don't say it.
Sorry, John.
But now that you brought it up.
Okay.
No, you know what? I tell you, when the 80s were done for us and we weren't having those big hits, we said, what can we do? We should make all our decisions based on what's going to keep us making music and letting us do this for a living for the rest of our lives, because that's all we cared about. And those are the kind of decisions we made, and I think they were good decisions because, you know, yeah, our audience is smaller. It's not as big as it was in the 80s, but the people who like us really like us. And we're happy to play for them, and that's good enough. That's the way I look at it.
Beautiful.
Now, question for you, because as we've seen with the music industry evolving, so much has changed, you know, like record labels almost are non-existent, everything's on the internet. What bit of advice do you think for any new artist out there just transcends time that you can still give and is transferable, but, you know, still relevant?
I work with a lot of young artists, and I write with them, and I work with them in the studio, and it comes up all the time. And you know what really hits me the hardest is that I see how good they are and how hard they work and how dedicated a young generation of musicians are. But I also know how hard it is to get their music out there.
Right.
And so I feel for them, and you know, and they don't have that fan base like Daryl and I have. But what I tell them is just do exactly what you believe in. Be true to yourself. Do the music you believe, and then get out and play it. Get out in front of people and make them believe that you're real. And to me, that's the secret to it.
Do you have social media platforms? Are you playing on there?
I got a guy.
You got a guy, right? Hey, man, at that John Oates, man. Now, this documentary, DB was breaking it down, too, because he couldn't wait to steal mine. So he got a chance to look through it, and he had a couple of questions for you.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm sorry about the groupie nature that he has by bringing this album for you to sign. You know, that's okay? All right.
Man.
I went to 4 record stores trying to find Hall & Oates albums, so they must still be doing pretty good. Because, and actually, when I went to this place called Bleecker Street, and they didn't have any copies, and the guy said, "You're the second person to come in here and ask about Hall & Oates vinyl."
Oh, I
and
know
he
why,
said
too.
You were at
I was at Electric Lady Studios to do a video with a new band from Brooklyn, and they all bought the vinyls. They had a stack of them, so they must have went to Bleecker Street and picked them up before they went to Electric Lady because it's right around the corner.
What kind of memories do you have when you go back there?
Well, you know, I hadn't been back to Electric Lady in 30 years, and what was cool was the group from Brooklyn. They're called Mr. Wives. They're kind of indie group. They recorded Out of Touch, the song Out of Touch, and they recorded it in the same studio that we recorded it in. So I went back and met with them.
Wow.
And that was pretty cool. They didn't know I was coming, so it was like a surprise. And
put your headphones on, man.
Yeah.
I got another surprise
Okay.
for you.
All right, let's
what do you
go.
hear right there? Yeah. Right there,
there you
baby.
go.
All right, let's let that rock a little bit, all right?
Out of time.
John Oates is here with us. You know him from Hall Oates. That's Out of Touch. Which, by the way, I don't know, man. That song being featured in Grand Theft Auto may have been the high point of your career, right?
Well, from my son's point of view, it was.
Yeah.
When he was like 7 years old.
Yeah.
And he saw it on Grand Theft Auto. He said, Dad, he said, man, you're on Grand Theft Auto. And I was like, okay. He thought I was cool.
He thought you was cool. Just for a moment. But he thought you were cool.
That's right.
All right. Well, anybody who watches this performance video of you, Another Good Road, will also agree that you are pretty damn cool, man.
Thank you, man.
A musician's life, Another Good Road. All the songs were played for the first time.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
And it's real, and that's important to say
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of artists aren't capable of doing that. So those that are, it's good to commend you and just staying a pillar in the game and putting out new music, and please keep feeding us, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. And I want to end with one song. It's called "Pushing a Rock Uphill."
It's about struggle. It's a gospel song kind of with it's about everybody's got struggles. I don't care who you are, where you are in your life, and that's what the song's about.
John Oates, ladies and gentlemen. Pushing a Rock Uphill. The legendary John Oates is with us. This is from the project Another Good Road. It'll be on Palladia this Saturday. People want to purchase it, they can get it on.
It's out of today. It's on Amazon, on website, john-oates.com, and iTunes.
There it is, brother. Thanks for coming through, man. All right, absolutely, man. Sway in the morning.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.